am so excited to be here on YouTube Live. This is my first time ever going live on YouTube. So first off, let me change this curtain angle just a little bit because it's making a huge glare on my face. Maybe this is a little bit better. Okay, so we are going to talk, and go ahead and comment if this is your first time seeing me or if you already subscribed to my channel. I just want to say thank you. So I teach women how to make money teaching paint parties, and I absolutely love teaching paint parties. So I'm going to teach you today how to book a paint party fast. Okay, so right now I have a free video series going on where I teach you how to book a paint party fast. I'm basically teaching you how all about supplies, how to book a paint party fast, and then tomorrow I am sending you a video on how to get prepaid painters. So put a question in the comments. I'd love to answer your questions. I'm going to be here for a few minutes answering your questions live, and then I'm going to just go through it real quick, exactly what I'm doing, and present this challenge to you to try today. So those of you that are wanting to teach paint parties, oh my gosh, so yay, we have lots of comments. That's wonderful. And let's see, let's see, turn on, okay. Okay, good. It says a little thing. If people are going to do inappropriate comments, it will not let you. So that's good. So please don't do inappropriate comments. Okay, so it says, Laura Art says, well, this is fun. I just started following you like a week ago and was just reading your ebook. Yes, so I have on my website, Texas Art and Soul, I'll put it in the comments, and you can get my ebook for free. I sell it on there for $17. But you can actually get it for free if you just go kind of scroll down, or you can message me and I'll give it to you for free. But basically this week, okay, so I am telling everybody all about the supplies you need, how to book a paint party fast, and I want you to try this challenge. Because here's the thing, guys, this challenge works, okay? So I have a paint party headquarters where I have 200 women, and I teach all over the world how to make paint party businesses work. I teach them marketing tricks, social media hacks. I give them painting rights, and we have a ton of fun in there. We are a praying group. We put God first in our business. And what was really, getting to me, some of these people weren't able to book paint parties. And so I was like, guys, you need to stop giving so much information at the very beginning. So what is happening is people are, over communicating. They're saying, I teach paint parties and I can do this and it's this price and blah, 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 blah. And by the time you've finished it, it's like they are so confused. They don't even understand what you're offering. And I did that before. I remember trying to explain to a lady who very nicely just said, what do you do? And I went on this ramble, and all I needed to say was, I teach step-by-step paintings to groups of women. That's all I needed to say. All right, just like I tell y'all today, I teach women how to make money teaching paint parties. You know exactly what I do. So number one, do not give too much information, okay? Because it's going to overwhelm people. The second thing, and I'm going to put a link in here on how you can watch my 20-minute video that is available for only a week, okay? I'm gonna find it real quick. And go ahead and ask any questions you have. And this video is only available for a week, and it is going to give you the step-by-step, and you can download the exact script I use. But I'm about to tell you as well, because it's really, really simple. It's really easy, but people make it too hard. And what I have learned in this paint party business, for doing this for over 7 years, consistently for over 7 years, and now it is my full-time business for the past 5 years, I have learned that you have constantly have to be changing your marketing, your the way that you communicate, the project you're offering. So many people start something and then they think what works 5 years ago should work today. Well, that is not true, guys. Okay, so let me get this link for you. Oh, thank you. Love your channel. Would like to know where you get your easels at a reasonable price. I will tell you that. Yeah, let me know any of your questions. I'm going to stay here and answer some questions. This is, again, like I said, my first time being live on YouTube, so I am very excited. On Texas Art and Soul on Facebook, I'm live over there quite a bit. So I do lots of painting tutorials. I should set this up sometime in the art studio so y'all can paint with me. Okay, so I just put a link to the full video. It's 20 minutes long, and I want you to take the challenge today. So who in here will take the challenge today? Do a yes, I'm in. It will take you less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes, okay? And for those of you that are terrified, if you take the challenge and you get a paint party booked, tomorrow's video is going to show you exactly how to get prepaid painters. And if you get that paint party booked, I will let you use my pineapple that I just painted a couple days ago. You can use for your paint party, but that's only if you do the challenge today, okay? You can't wait to do the challenge. Gillette Art Studio says, yes, I'm in. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to tell y'all what to do. And then Gillette says, I lowered my price. Should I add a gift for the first few registrations? I have 1 registration and dozens of interests. Yes, you could do, I'm going to talk about price here in just a minute. Let me write that down. And for those of you that don't know me, I would love for y'all to subscribe, like or comment on this channel. And then also let me know in the comments if you have questions. And then if you want to follow me on Facebook, it's Texas Art and Soul as well. I do tons of videos there too. Okay, so here's what you do. All you do is pull up Facebook. You find some local restaurants, go to their business page, you hit the message and you say, hi, my name is, whatever your name is, Laura Art, whatever it is. My name is, I teach step-by-step paintings and would love to come teach a painting at your restaurant or wherever it is on a slow night. Do you have time to talk this week? Question mark? Thanks. Heidi Easley, or your name. Unless it's a really big party, then you can put my name and I'll, come to it. I have a minimum. So make sure that's all it is. Hi, my name is so-and-so. I teach paint parties to groups and I would love to come to your restaurant on a slow night. Do you have time to talk this week? Thanks, Heidi, or whatever your name is, right? That is it. Send out 5 of those messages today. And if you're not sure and you don't want to write that message down, click on the video link I put in here. It's going to give you a 20-minute video that tells you exactly what to do. Then you can actually download, sorry about that. You can actually download the PDF that has me telling you exactly who to contact and exactly what to say. Now, there is a purpose to that, and I explain that more in the video. The purpose of the question, the purpose of the short part of the message, all of those things are so important and they all matter when teaching paint parties, okay? So you have got to shorten it down. You cannot give too much information. People are busy. It's not that they don't want to do it, they just get overwhelmed. And how many of y'all, and just put a yes in the thing, how many of y'all in here have had that person text you or message you and it's so long that you actually look and then you put your phone down because you're like, I can't do that right now. Has anybody had that before? Just put in the comments, yes or no. I know some of y'all have had that. It is so true. It's like, oh, like this girl's posting, she's texting me right now. It's a long text. I don't have time for that right now. I have to wait. I'm going to have to look at that later when I have time. So make sure you're doing that same thing. It is also so important that you ask a question. When you ask a short question like that, do you have time this week? Yes, you may be terrified. Yes, you may be shaking when you're doing that. But I did this challenge with my paint party headquarters group, and it was insane. They got so excited because they were getting such great response that some of them just kept booking events. And I'm like, hold your horses, like no more booking. You have to get prepaid painters in those seats. It's easy to book. People think that's the hardest part. It is not. I am telling you, it is not the hardest part. The hardest part is the prepaid painters, but I have many marketing strategies to that, and I'm going to share a few of them with you tomorrow. So make sure you watch your email. Now, if you do not get emails from me yet, all you have to do is click on that video when you download the PDF that tells you the exact verbiage to use for this challenge, which you are going to do today, right? You're doing it today? Yes, yes, I see some yeses. Yes, ma'am. I like that, Trisha. Make sure you do it today, because when you do that today and you start getting these responses, you're going to want to know those other marketing strategies that are coming your way tomorrow. Okay, let me answer some of y'all's questions. And thank y'all for liking this. I've never been live on YouTube, so I wasn't sure like if it would work or what was going on. So I'm going to answer a few of your questions. Okay, so the easels. What I do is anytime Michael's has sales, which they do any big holiday, Michael's or Hobby Lobby will have sales. There are some foldable, collapsible artist loft. And if you have not seen video 1, it tells all about supplies. I'm going to put in here black collapsible, I don't know how to spell that, easels from Artist Loft. Anyway, they're usually $19.97. When you get them on sale, you can get them all the way down to about $8 a piece. So watch the sales. Anytime I'm buying easels, I watch the sales. But here's the thing, guys. I teach a profit every party. So I teach from the very first party. So those of you that don't know me, that don't know my story, over 10 years ago, we went bankrupt. We lost everything. And I remember just feeling so like desperate and alone and just, unsure of life itself, right? And so I ended up, painting to kind of, heal, because I really feel like art heals. And then out of that, painting, if any of y'all have heard my surfboard story, I painted these little mini surfboards. We were living in Panama City Beach at the time. And we ended up losing our house, and I had a toddler, and it was just a mess. Anyway, I used my sister. She had some old scrap wood, and we sawed these little surfboards. And I ended up painting them, and I was bringing them to the school I was teaching at, and the kids were like going crazy over them. They were like, Miss Easley, can I have one of those? Can you paint me one? Can you put my name on it? And just going nuts over it. And after about the 150th kid, kept saying that, I was like, okay, God, like finally the light bulb went off, and I'm like, maybe I can make some money and like get our family out of the situation. And fast forward, we end up, doing this little surfboard business, and my mother-in-law jumped on board and helped me because we didn't have any money to put towards it. So it was like a 50-50 thing. And we were just putting any cash we had into it. And then we got ready to open up this the surfboard business. And we were at Pier Park. So any of y'all familiar with Pier Park out there? If you have not been, it is amazing. I'm actually going there in a few weeks. I'm so excited. Pier Park, there's still like a little spot there when I walk by, and I can still see the little bits of paint from where I was. But we were sitting there, we were set up, and nobody was coming. And I was like, not even 30, had already gone bankrupt, lost everything, and thinking like, this is my hope. Like, this is where it's all going to change. And here I am, and nobody's buying. And I'm like, what the heck? I thought this was what I was supposed to do. And so my mother-in-law senses my frustration, and she's like, Heidi, because what do you do when everything sucks and you failed again, and you're not even 30, and all of this, when you're that age, you don't think there's another way, right? And she's like, what do you do? So we go to Buffalo Wild Wings and we get a drink, right? So we go over to Buffalo Wild Wings, and I'm at the bar, and I'm taking a shot, and I'm like, this is awful. Like, life wasn't supposed to be this way. I mean, I have a baby. Like, what am I supposed to do? And I can't even provide for her, and this isn't working either. And just all these doubts, and then another drink in. And I'm like, oh my gosh, plan B. There's no plan B. This was plan B. I don't have another idea. And so just all these like fears and just exhaustion. I mean, just so much that we had gone through, and just the embarrassment and the failure, the fear of failure, and the catastrophic failure of me ripping out my daughter's closet, when we left that home, and just losing all of that, just all that sadness. And I mean, I had like, her name's Pixie. I'd done a huge mural of Tinkerbell and all of this great stuff for her. And I thought she was going to be in that room and graduate, and we had a little nook for her to do her homework. I mean, just all of these things that we had planned that were just gone. And so about that time, my husband calls, and he was watching the booth at Pier Park. And in that moment, everything changed. So he calls me, and he's like, Heidi, get over here. We have we have orders. And I'm like, oh, you're lying. By that time I'm a little tipsy, right? I'm like, you're lying. Life sucks. This is awful. And he's like, no, Heidi, get over here. Like, really get over here now. And so I remember just looking, at my mother-in-law going, I got to go. And she goes, go, go. And so I walk, tipsily across the street. It was right across the street. And it's right there in front of Starbucks. If you're at Pier Park, you'll be able to see the spot I was teaching at, or I was painting at. And he looks at me and he's got this handful of tickets and he's holding them up. And we were doing these paper ticket orders. And he was holding them up. And I remember he was just looked at me. He's like, get to painting, start painting now. And in that moment, I was, so flat on my face thinking like, life sucks. This is awful. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And then when I saw those tickets, it's like God like scooped me up off of the ground, and he scooped me up and not only picked me up and said it was going to be okay, but he said, you can, paint, which is what I love and live for. You can paint for a living. You can do what you want for a living, and it's going to be okay. And it just like, every time I get down on myself, I think of that one moment of my husband looking at me with those tickets and knowing God has my back and knowing that everything was going to change. And it gave me so much hope. And what I come to realize is that people are on the beach during the day. I should have known that. They weren't buying yet. They were buying later. And so we ended up in just 2 months going on to selling over 1,000 hand-painted surfboards, which meant this girl who could barely finish a painting in 1 year was having to paint as fast as I could. Sometimes I would paint 60 of those mini surfboards. It was decorative surfboards in a night. I would have, my husband doing bases, family members doing the backgrounds. And then I would, put the names or the details on it. I had a sweet friend named Allison, who is so supportive of my business. She still helps me today with a lot of my adventures. And, we would be painting. If it was raining, we were in our cars painting, getting things ready. I would stay up till 2 a.m. because I knew every $20 surfboard I sold was a chance at my family's future and a better life for us. So I think that the point is, when you have something like this, and I talk about a profit every party, because I want you, like when I didn't have the money, I couldn't go get a credit card and get a ton of easels, even if they were on sale. Like my first paint parties were me taking, a handful of brushes that were in my art studio, all mismatched and just crazy, and bringing them to the paint party. And people were laying their paintings flat. People didn't have aprons like they do now. I didn't even have money for aprons yet. So my whole goal was a profit every party, and that's how I teach people. So that is the long-winded answer for that. I am so sorry I went on a tailspin. Okay, let me see what other questions you have. Let's see. Oh, and so first class is scheduled for May 18th. That's Gillette. That is awesome. So Gillette, what are you painting? And she says she has a lot of people interested, but only a few prepaid painters. So watch the video tomorrow. That is really going to help you. And Susan says, I love your channel. Oh, thank you. Yes, I think I answered your questions about the easels in a long way. So this Memorial Day, there will be a sale. Get the Artist Loft easels. And then also I want you to, I'm going to give you the link right now to the All About Supplies video. And this is a 29-minute video. And again, these videos are only going to be available for a few days. I'm actually going to take them off YouTube here in just a few days. So I want you to make sure you watch them. Like, don't put this off, because it's a lot of wonderful free information that is going to get you going on your paint parties. So I just gave you another link that's going to give you access to all the information about supplies, and then you can download my free ebook there. Okay, so Trisha says, I'm doing it. Yes, I'm so glad. Laura Art says, I have a few church groups asking through different churches. So yes, for sure. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. I love teaching big groups and church groups. I do a thing called Paint and Praise, where I didn't think I was going to do this, but sometimes God just puts stuff on you and you just go with it. And so, several years ago, I was doing a paint party in Florida, and the preacher's wife, it was like 100 ladies, the preacher's wife said, hey, do you mind sharing a little bit about your story? Kind of the surfboard story I just talked about. And I was like, okay. I mean, I had blogged about it, but I hadn't really talked about it. And so I was terrified because I can teach you all day, like teach a paint party, no big deal. I'm not nervous anymore. And I used to be. Like my first speech class in college, we had to do an informative speech. I literally made a ginormous paper mache Jack-in-the-Box head, dressed in a suit and tie, covered my entire face with that mask, walked in so nobody knew I was solid red. Like that's how much I hated public speaking. I was terrified. But then, teaching paint parties, I kind of got over it. But then it was like I was challenged again whenever they asked me to share my testimony. So I call them paint and praise events. And it's where you can share, a 5-10 minute story and kind of just to encourage ladies, and then make it into this paint and praise workshop for these women. So yeah, and feel free, if you have a story to share, definitely, anything you can add to your paint parties that just help people and help people to connect is just so great. Erica says, that's amazing. Oh, thank you. God bless you for all that you're doing. Thank you, Heidi. Sunny says, oh, you're welcome. Okay, that's great. Great info. Really appreciate this. You've helped so much. Susan, you are so welcome. Stephanie says, my daughter is high functioning, 14 years old, autistic, loves to draw and does well. What suggestions with paint would you have working with HFA or special needs? Love your videos. Bless you and thanks. Oh my gosh, Stephanie, there is so much you can do. So as an art teacher for 10 years, I worked with, every single type of kiddo out there, including, autism and just, and some of, they were my favorite students. We had so much fun because a lot of times as we get older, especially the women's events, our fear creeps in. Like how many of y'all have taught women's events, or how many of y'all, as a lady, we go to do something, but we're always scared of like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Or can we do this right? Or is people going to judge us? And I think kids are just, especially teaching kids, they just don't have that fear. Like it hasn't, been cemented in them yet that, oh my gosh, I could fail. It's just, they're excited and they're wanting to paint. So there's so many things that you could do. There's so many different things. I think I would just, especially if you're doing a paint party for a specific group, I would ask them what they want. Let's say you're doing a unicorn painting. You can have it pre-traced. Guys, here's a little secret. My adult parties, it's pre-traced, okay? We're not giving art lessons here. We are giving a fun, social, exciting event. We're having fun. Yes, the craft or the painting is a part of it, but that's not what it's all about. We're not putting together serious art lessons. So I think that is so important to keep in mind. Let's see. Thank you. Financially, especially. Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah, this is a free video series. Again, it's only going to be available for a week. I put a couple of the links so you can find out all about the supplies. Download the ebook, because what that's going to do is put you on my email list. Make sure you check your spam, because a lot of times, it's just weird with email stuff. It'll go to spam and you won't be able to find the ebook. The ebook is an instant download. I charge $17. I just sold one yesterday. I felt bad because the person, I probably will give them a refund because right now I'm giving it away for free. But it's $17 on my website. It's 40 pages of step-by-step of what to do. So do not miss out on that. And then I send you a video that came out yesterday all about how to do what I was telling you earlier, and accept the challenge, guys. Don't put it off. Oh my gosh. Don't put it off. Take the challenge and act before fear can take over. Just do it. And then tomorrow, if you've done those things, tomorrow you're going to get an email on some of my marketing tricks for how to get prepaid painters, okay? That is very important. For sure, adults need so much more encouragement, I've found. Yes, it's so true. And I love teaching all ages. I mean, all ages are fun to me. I have a blast because it's like, I don't know, I feel like God made me for that. It's like I can have all the stress in the world and I can be so consumed by what's going on, whether it's a health issue or my dad had a heart transplant a few years back. I mean, just all the craziness that goes with, medical stuff or financial stuff. And it can all be about me and what's going on in my life. But the moment I am teaching a paint party, the moment I'm like in that, teaching a paint party, serving these women, it's like this calmness comes over me. It's like this peace. It's like, I can't describe it. It's just so amazing. It doesn't matter how much is going on around me. In the middle of a paint party, I am so happy. I am at my best, and I just love being able to show God's love through art and share that with y'all, and definitely share with y'all how to teach these paint parties, because not only is it going to help with your finances, because I mean, 10 people at $35 a person, minus some expenses, you're still clearing $280 for a couple of hours. I mean, it's great money. But besides that, it's like the impact that you can have on these people. They're putting down their cell phones. They're connecting with their daughter. They came with a friend. Maybe they came alone, and now they're just having fun, and meeting new people, and they got out of the house. Maybe you on the end, or you're just needing an escape. Maybe you just need out of the house and you want to make some extra money for the family. And some of the ladies in Paint Party Headquarters, they're actually putting some of their money into a vacation fund, or using it to help pay. I've used some of my paint party money to help pay for my daughter's braces, or putting some money away every month to have a huge Christmas, or whatever you decide. That's the cool thing about this, is it can be as successful as you want it to be. And I'm just excited you're here, and I'm glad that you're watching these videos and you are taking the challenge. Oh my gosh, please take the challenge. Take the challenge, for goodness sake. I beg you. It will take you 5 minutes, and then I want to hear from you. Message me. I want to hear from you what happened. But you got to do exactly what I said. You can't say, I did it, Heidi, but it didn't work, and then you sent a paragraph. No. You have to do what I've said. Okay, so Teresa says, you're so inspiring and God is using you profoundly. Oh, thank you, Teresa. You're gonna make me cry. I have loads of ideas, and that hasn't stopped for over 20 years. Yeah, that is the thing about being a creative person. Like, if you saw this side of things, you would realize I'm, just a creative person like y'all. There are papers and pieces of stuff everywhere. I mean, notes of what I need to do today, a letter I'm sending somebody, notes of what I'm supposed to do tomorrow. I mean, it's just endless, right? Like, that's how we work. But I find that if you really, it's a blessing and a curse, but if you harness that energy, harness it into one thing, like teaching paint parties, you will find that you have a lot of traction and can make a really great living. And so maybe make your challenge to be, you want to teach one paint party a month. I have a lot of stay-at-home moms, a lot of retired people, and a lot of full-time people that, in the past, I used to just run myself ragged. I have definitely learned along the way. And it's really just about, finding 1 or 2 paint parties a month, and then just consistently doing that over and over again to have this extra income coming in for your family. Laura says, wonderfully said. Thank you. I want to do this full time as ministry for sure. Me too, Teresa. So good. I know that is the thing that I did not think would happen. When I first started teaching paint parties, it was literally, about making some extra money. I had no idea it was going to, be there for a person who just lost her husband, or somebody who was, battling PTSD. And then they, saw my flyer on a water cooler and showed up, and she ended up painting with me for like an entire year. Like, every time I posted a party, she came. And so there's things like that, people will tell you later that you just don't know what's going on. And I am all about full on, when I'm teaching a paint party, I am there to serve those women. My family knows, I'm not texting them or messaging them. I am in it. I am in it to win it. I am there to serve them. What do they need? How can I help them? Yes, you need me to come in and help you with that little line? Of course, and then I sit down and I'm like, this is my favorite part. Thank you, and then you just start talking and building these relationships and finding out what's going on in their lives and making it fun. A lot of times we can get in this paint party environment and then we can ask a question and it starts talking about all the negatives. Well, here's another little secret. Whenever you're at a paint party and let's say it's starting to get awkward, maybe no one's talking, just quickly go, maybe you're talking to one of the people and you just say, hey, anything fun or interesting happening in your life today? And that one sentence will spin off into, oh yeah, I just had a, granddaughter, or, oh my gosh, we just booked a cruise with, for our anniversary, or oh my gosh, this happened the other day. And then it just starts this positive, fun conversation because you want the paint party to be fun. You want it to be exciting. You want it to be a place where they connect and just know that it's a safe place to fail. And, if it doesn't turn out perfect, it's okay. So guys, you can totally use this as a ministry. And I found that the more I, just pray to God for opportunities, the more opportunities he shows me. And the more I find that sometimes I get so overwhelmed or I go to look at my calendar and think, oh my gosh, I don't have parties booked. And that's the way I feed my family, right? And all of a sudden I realize, oh my gosh, I don't have parties booked. I pray for God to show me opportunities. And second, I do exactly what I told you to do in this challenge. Send the message to 5 people. Don't send more to 5. Facebook will put you in Facebook jail because it looks like spamming, but send to 5 people and then let me know what happened. Okay, so download the guide. I want y'all to do that today. One last question. Do you play music? Yes, I play music. I find that a lot of times 80s works really well. I am a country girl. I love some red dirt country like nobody's business, especially here in Texas. But again, I travel and teach paint parties all over the country. So a lot of times I'm teaching in different areas, but I find that 80s always works everywhere. And then kids, I'll put in Kids Bop or something silly like that. Something that I can take for an hour or two. Anyway, I hope this helps you. Make sure, we got another country girl. Yes, I am in love with Cody Jinks right now. He is so good. The Hippies and the Cowboys. Oh my gosh, I could just listen to that song over and over again. But I know not everybody loves that kind of music. Chris Stapleton. Oh, love Chris Stapleton. Anyway, so I just want y'all to know there is so much out there in the paint party world. But guys, you got to take action. That's the thing. Don't worry if there's a painting with a twist in your town. I have one 2 miles down the road. Don't worry if there is a board and brush. I have one half a mile from my house. I teach you a profit every party a certain way so you don't have to be a sitting duck. Guys, Painting with a Twist has only opened in 2007. They have them all over the world, and they have paved the way for mobile paint party businesses like you and me. So it is so important that you get out of the mentality of there's already somebody doing it. Guys, a hamburger is good, and people sell a lot of hamburgers, right? Do we buy from multiple places? Yes, because we like hamburgers. Unless you're vegan, then you probably don't. But what I'm saying is there is enough out there for everybody. You don't need a bazillion paint parties to make a great living. You just need 1 or 2 a month. That's it. Okay, so I want you to take this challenge. Don't procrastinate. Take the challenge today and then message me and let me know what happens. And then please share this. And I would love for y'all to come over to Texas Art and Soul on Facebook. And thank y'all for being with me. My first YouTube Live. Thank you so much for being here. And I can't wait to see what y'all do with this. All right, talk to y'all soon. Bye, guys.